hey, we're going unscripted today or something like that. I don't know. I do have some notes here, by the way. Don't worry. I'm not going to ramble for hours and hours about everything that has happened to me and Sorry, I'm gonna dial down the stupidness a little bit and tell you a story instead. My year, well, it didn't begin with this, but one of the first strange occurrences that happened this year was that I got an email that at first looked like a spam message, but when I dug deeper into it, or just read the whole email, that is, I realized that these people might be serious because I got an email from a band in a completely different part of the world asking whether they could use something I wrote and kind of advance that work and create their own song around it. They were really inspired by what I wrote, which was an instrumental piece, and they wanted to expand it to a full song with vocals and everything. And after a lot of exchange, figuring out with different agencies how that works and stuff like that, we are really close to getting that done. And actually this week, a shooting of this video, and when this video actually comes out as well, I had a call with one of the band members and I got to hear the song they wrote around something I had written, and I couldn't be happier how it turned out. It sounded amazing, they did an amazing job, and it's kind of crazy to hear your work being kind of developed further by other people and coming up with such an awesome song. And more on that when the time is right. I'm not sure when their album release will be happening or anything like that, but I'll keep you posted on this. It's been a long process figuring out all the legalities between different labels and countries and things like that, but I think we have most of it sorted out. And again, I'm going to update you on this story later. Sorry for being this vague, but I don't want to spoil anything or ruin anyone's album release or anything like that. Something that I also did this year was launch a second channel called Catpic Studios Jam Tracks, and I basically moved all of my jam tracks to that channel because I figured out that the people who would come to the main Catpic Studios channel for the jam tracks, that is, weren't necessarily interested in the gear demos, and also kind of the other way around as well. So I launched the new Catpic Studios Jam Tracks channel, and it's already monetized after a few months of being live, so thank you. That is very much appreciated. By the way, if you didn't know, I have a second channel. Yes, there's a second channel as well. So there's just jam tracks and that's it. By the way, if you want to hear what were my favorite pieces of gear for this year, there are timestamps in the description and on the timeline as well. So feel free to click those. And while you're there, please click the subscribe button and the notification bell and all other things. Just click all the buttons on the screen and good things will happen. But back to my highlights of the year, I guess. So one thing that also happened this year is that I got to play on national radio. Our church community was invited to, well, record our service, and we have a lot of music as part of our service. And yeah, we rehearsed properly. Like, I don't think I've ever felt as comfortable playing live as that time because I was prepared. Everybody else did great, but I'm always worried about my own preparedness, if that's a word. This was one of the times where I felt I was really well prepared, and I think you can hear that as well. So I'm really happy about that. And something else that happened this year, which is both church and music related, is that I got a call, I think in May, maybe. And the person asked, like, hey, we really like this song that you had written for a previous church album we released a few years ago. Can we print that into a kind of a youth ministry songbook? And I obviously said yes. Actually, as of shooting this video, I'm waiting for that book to arrive to my house so I can check my own song in a printed format. And actually, as I was editing the very video you're watching right now, the book arrived. And here it is. Here's the song. Let me turn it this way. Yeah, that's the song. And it's printed now. Kind of crazy. There will be some sort of like celebration concert as part of this book's release in early January, I think, next year. And I'm pretty sure I'm invited to that event, even though my invitation has been lost in the mail for a few weeks now. But yeah, I'm assuming I'll be attending that event as well. But I guess I can call myself a published songwriter now, maybe, I don't know. Also, my sister and I released a cover song of one of my favorite songs ever, called Mestare Piirros. I'm going to drop a link to that in the description and in the cards as well if you want to check it out. But I'm still happy how it turned out, and I feel the excitement and the experiences I gained through that process kind of propelled me to what happened later in the year. And my music projects didn't end there, because our church community released our second or third album, and this one is a Christmas album, and my song is one of the tracks on that album. And here's a short clip of that. Both lyrics and music are yours truly, though I did have a lot of help arranging the song from a good friend of mine. Hello, Taneli. And to wrap up this year, I also wrote some music for Christmas of Fire and Light, something that we've been doing here at our city for many years now. It's become a big phenomenon. It's thousands and thousands of people coming to that show every year. And because my wife wrote the whole thing, obviously I kind of got myself involved in the project in a way where I actually wrote some of the music for a few video clips, and I also edited a bunch of the videos as well, which was a lot of fun. And this was the first time I've ever specifically written a music piece for a clip, and I love that I had the clip and the kind of mood it had, and then I could choose what kind of music I would write for it. And I kept it very simple, just a bit of piano and like a drone pad underneath. Here's a quick clip of that. And one of the craziest things is that the whole thing will be aired on national television on December 25th. And yeah. Alright, let's talk about my favorite pieces of gear for this year. And these are in no particular order, just mentioning the things that I really liked this year. And we're going to start with something that you can see here in the frame as well. That is the Lewitt Ray, and that thing is just awesome. I can actually keep it 60-70 centimeters from my face, kind of out of the shot. I could even green screen it if I would like to, and it just sounds amazing. Even from this distance, it sounds really, really good. It's great for vocals, it's great for podcasting, for this kind of voiceover stuff. It just works, and the whole aura thing, the distance compensation frequency thing, it works really well. And yeah, one of my favorite microphones ever. And another thing that I absolutely love was the Boss ME90B. It's super retro looking, it sounds amazing, it's super easy to use, it's very durable, as I've tested by taking it to a lot of band rehearsals and live sets as well. It just works. It's a fantastic piece of gear for any bassist out there, and you can go really crazy with it if you want to, with reverbs and delays and stuff, or you can just get some classic awesome bass tones by just rotating the knobs on the unit itself. No menu diving needed. Love it. Another thing that I really liked was the Friedman IRX. It's a king or boss or ultimate tier level preamp that just sounds fantastic. The touch sensibility, touch response, whatever you want to call it, is great, and especially with the update they released a few months ago, it got even better, which is kind of hard to believe from the original demo to the update video. I'm gonna link both in the description as well, by the way. It feels amazing to play, it sounds amazing, pro level stuff. I love that thing. And as the last item on this list, I'm going to nominate the Jet JS400 as well. what a budget guitar for the money. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, I've had mine now for 6-7 months. It does need a little bit of adjustment every now and then, but overall the value for money is just ridiculous. Even if you have to take it to a luthier every year or so, it's still worth it. Sounds amazing. I'm especially impressed by the pickups, and it started to stay in tune really well as well, and just great instrument. I have it hanging in the room over there. And as the last thing, I'm gonna drop you a teaser because I'm going to launch a new channel sometime next year. I'll be announcing that channel when it's out here on this channel as well. So thank you for the awesome year, and I shall see you next year. Bye!